I'm Matt Firor. I'm the game director on Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, we announced this morning that we're going to be subscription model based. So you'll pay for the game, and then you get 30 days free, and then you pay a monthly fee after that to get access to the entire game. We haven't worked at, there will be subscription on the console. We haven't worked out exactly how the model's going to work with PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, but we'll have more details about that soon. It was really because when the specs for the new next gen came out, there really is no difference internally between that and a high-end PC. So it took away the two big problems for console to MMO was they just weren't powerful enough to run it, and then they weren't powerful enough to run it graphically. So you would have to make it, you have to make lots of compromises in the previous gen to put a game like ESO on it. But the next gen consoles, they're PCs, they're powerful, they're well within our recommended spec for PC. So we do have a couple of problems to overcome. We still, you have to play with a controller, and then voice chat and communication without a keyboard. But we're working on that right now. Well, fortunately, the PC game, has gotten to the point now where we have thousands of people in beta. I'm not going to say it's done, but most of the big decisions have been made already. So that means we don't have to co-develop it on console. We can just port it over and then co-develop it from there. So we answered many of the questions already on PC, which is why the experience is going to be very similar between all the platforms, because we're going to make the PC our base, and then everything else will be a variant of that. Again, fortunately, Elder Scrolls Online is based on the Elder Scrolls IP, and there have been, 3 Elder Scrolls console games, with Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. So we have a great base to start with, and our goal is to make it just like with the PC. Our goal was it should feel like an Elder Scrolls game when you sit down and play it. Same with console. So we're going to base the controls, they're going to be based on what the Skyrim control scheme was, but with some variations, of course, we have additional abilities and things you can do. But that's our basic going in. Yeah, it goes back to what is an MMO, because in 2002, MMO meant something. And now, World of Tanks is an MMO, RuneScape's an MMO, League of Legends is an MMO. And we are. So the term doesn't mean that much anymore. It means big multiplayer. So we really view Elder Scrolls Online as an online role-playing game more than anything. So if you think about it that way, the console transition's much easier. We made a lot of decisions early on just for the PC, like not much stuff on the interface, easy control system with mouse, only 5 abilities. All of those translate very well to console and take away some of the problems that other older titles had when they tried to go to console. Our creative director, Paul Sage, his job is basically make the game fun, compelling, and make it feel like an Elder Scrolls game. So a lot of things fall out of that. Like again, the UI that's very clean. You don't see 40 buttons on the screen. You don't see. You look at the world. Combat is very much with your timing swings and blocking and things like that. All of those come from Elder Scrolls. So we based completely our combat system on Elder Scrolls and the UI. So those are the two huge things with games. Most of the time you're doing stuff in the world looking at your eye, you're fighting things a lot. So also every NPC in the game is voiced, so just like in Skyrim and Oblivion, when you talk to them, you see them on one side of the screen and the dialogue on the other. All of that comes from making it feel like an Elder Scrolls game. The biggest difficulties for first person we're a multiplayer game, so most of the time people see your character from a long way away because they're looking at you. So when you're doing a third person view, it's easy because you make the third person view, when you make effects that play on your character, your hands glow, all of that we did at a distance because we assumed the camera was going to be a long way away. For first person, we have to put all of the animations now up close, and the effects have to be different because of something that looks good 30 feet away looks like crazy, stuff on the screen when it's very close. So we've had to go in and change our effects, have different effects for first person than third person. So I wouldn't say it was hard. It just it takes a lot of time to go through all the effects and all the animations to make it work and look right. When we first started going into play tests with, even inside the company, it was pretty clear that lots of people like to play in first person. But we had to finish the third person first to make sure that worked, because again, that's how everyone sees your character. And then once we did that, then we made the decision, okay, we can take the time into it and do it right. We really have two groups of people that want to play the game. There's the hardcore MMO guys, and then there's the millions and millions and millions of Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Oblivion fans. So I'm really proud of the job we did to kind of bring those two together in one game that feels kind of like both. We're in beta right now. We have thousands of people in beta. Your beta testing will really tell you exactly when your launch date's going to be. But we're going very well in beta right now. Our goal was just get them all done in spring, and then we'll work on the launch date from there.